No, 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 no. What the What is going on, fellow board members? Welcome to another, I'll say, pissed off episode of Ord's Board. That's right, guys. We're going to tear this down. This article here, The Rocketeer is getting a reboot starring a black female. So you would think the initial problem that I have with this is a black female. That's not the case. By all means, get strong female characters in your movies. Absolutely. Know that this article is old, from 2016, and we haven't really heard much about this project since then, but I still feel like this is relevant, and that's why I'm going over this article, because this is kind of what's gotten me to the point where I'm just sick and tired of the reboot, the reboot thing. It's so old at this point, guys. But yeah, like I said, I know this article's old, but we're gonna go discuss it anyway, guys, because I feel like it's very relevant. And I wasn't doing YouTube back in 2016. This article is brought to you by TheVerge.com. Of course it is. The Rocketeer is getting a reboot starring a black female pilot. Okay, so for those of you who don't know anything about The Rocketeer, this is a movie that came out in 1991. And pretty much this movie made no money in the box office back then, and then eventually did become a cult classic. I loved watching this movie when I was a kid. I played the Super Nintendo game tons and tons. Loved this franchise from when I was a kid. Yeah, guys, and it's become very popular with people amongst, or people around my age anyway. I think the reboot has finally got to me, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of Hollywood and their nonsense of SJW logic. You have to be woke, these days, in order to, basically have some kind of voice. If you guys don't agree with these SJW idiots, basically you're either a racist, a misogynist, all kinds of, toxic masculinity, the whole bit, guys. I'm just tired of this reboot nonsense, these gender bent roles that are screwing with the mythos of these characters, and changing them to where we don't even recognize these characters anymore. Here's the thing. Nobody asked for a reboot, of the Rocketeer, and this isn't even just a reboot. It is what do they call, a reboot sequel? That doesn't make any sense. You are literally contradicting yourself in your own sentence. So yeah, this is not a reboot by any means. It is not even a sequel. This is something totally different. And guys, I'm not happy about it. Can you just leave things alone in the past? Create your own, new stuff, man. You create some new lore, your own thing. Why do you have to continuously take the things that we love as kids or even in our adult life and bastardize it by changing it around and mixing it up? For what? Wokeness? For what? Just because? This is absolutely ridiculous, guys. I'm super pissed about this. If you can't already tell, let's dive into this article and see what the hell The Verge has to say about this. Disney, of course, Disney. Oh, don't forget, guys. We're gonna do another video today about Disney. We're gonna get it all out there. Disney has plans to reboot its 1991 cult classic, The Rocketeer, but with a modern twist. There's always a modern twist. It's not a twist. It's the same shit you guys have been doing for the last handful of years and screwing everything up. The Hollywood reports that the studio is developing the movie, this time called The Rocketeers, with a black lead in mind. Okay. Again, I don't have a problem that she's black. I don't have a problem with that she's a female. That's not my problem. You could bring in a character to pick up the mantle of the Rocketeer. You can do that. You can't just throw somebody in here and then boom, there she is. Mary Sue her ass in there and hope to God that she works and people like it, because nobody's going to like it. Look at what's going on with Terminator, Dark Fate or whatever the hell that movie's called. It stands to lose 120 million, if not more, in the box office because of its wokeness. So it just goes to show you right there, guys. Wokeness nowadays is not making money. You guys know what's going on. I think, Kotaku and all the drama going on over there. I'm not even going to get into all that, but it's these SJW journos who, if you don't agree with them, then you are a misogynist piece of crap. But that's not the case at all. So don't just throw her in there and assume that people are going to like it because woman. According to THR, the new effort is being written by screenwriting partners Matt Spicer and son of the Fonz, Max Winkler. Do you have to say son of the Fonz because he has no other kind of clout? That's the only clout that this guy has. I've never seen any of his movies, and if he's going to do this, frankly, I don't want to see any of his movies. The story, set 6 years after the original, will follow a young African-American pilot who takes up the mantle of the Rocketeer to protect the jetpack technology from an evil scientist bent on turning the tide of the Cold War. It just makes me cringe. It is still in very early development, but Disney has reportedly been bullish on this project since seeing fans of the original come out in force to a screening celebration of the original 20th anniversary. The Rocketeer, directed by Captain America, the First Avenger director Joe Johnson. Okay, so people came out to see the 20th anniversary of the movie. Yeah, that doesn't mean they want a reboot of this series. Just because people came out to a 20th anniversary screening of the movie doesn't mean they want it. They wanted to go and relive the experience they had with this movie when they were younger. They don't want to be introduced to something new. They went to see the original movie, the original character, not this new woke piece of garbage that you guys are planning on putting out. Adapted from Dave Stevens' 1980s comic series of the same name, the film was a loving tribute to the Pupley serials of the 1930s and 40s, from the soundtrack all the way down to the Art Deco. Typography used for the title, while it was a mild flop at the time, it eventually earned an adoring following. Like I said, this movie didn't even make money in the theaters when it originally launched, and it wasn't until the movie was out for a while that people realized that it was a really fun, good movie. I love the era that this movie takes place in. I just remember being a kid and just thinking how cool it would be to have a jetpack and a badass helmet like that flying around. Casting a black woman to star in the follow-up allows... See, so right there, follow-up. So is this a reboot or is this a follow-up, guys? Make up your goddamn minds. Because don't even do this, guys. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. It's probably coming up on some like copyright time. It's the time to redo something just to keep that franchise alive so that, nobody else can go out there and take it. But also creating an avenue for new perspectives from the same period. Needless to say, we're pretty excited about this movie. And I would have to say, Verge, you are probably the only one who is excited for this movie. I can't see a world that this movie would be good, especially with how you're talking about how you're going to cast this movie. And Disney, I'm telling you right now, leave this shit alone. Come up with something original and give us something good. Guys, look at the Joker. It's original. Yeah, it's inspired by other movies, but it's an original movie. It's an original concept, still in the vein of a comic book, not necessarily a superhero movie, but a comic book movie nonetheless. It is possible to do good comic book movies if you stick to your source material and stop gender bending everything for wokeness. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, guys, I'm super heated about this. Hopefully this movie falls through. I will not be seeing it. It makes me extremely sad that this is even a thing, and I really hope that they don't ruin it. Oh, also, not to mention, guys, we'll touch base on this a little bit. Here you guys have a little bit of Disney Rocketeer reboot release date revealed. So now they're making this for kids, man. It's almost like they're kind of conditioning kids to like this sort of thing. Why would you need a child's TV show for a movie that came out in 1991? People under 30 have no clue what The Rocketeer is. So to show them this is essentially just saying, oh, this is the canon. We're rebooting it. And this just, I could go on and on and on about this, guys, but, I'm pissed off enough. I'm not going to read this article. We're not even going to touch base on this article, give it the later day. But, guys, the Rocketeer reboot on boo. Anyway, guys, I need a cold glass of water and some time to chill out. Anyway, guys, we will see you in the next video. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button below. Hit the bell for notifications. Hit the sub button. You all know what to do with it. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love every single one of you, and we will catch you on the other side. Peace.